What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Independent Waters. I am your host, Mikey Manfredi, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Zach Batista. Zach, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great today. Today was a very relaxing day in the aftermath of eating all the Thanksgiving leftovers that I ate yesterday.
Yeah, I had some Thanksgiving leftovers for lunch as well. I did a little Christmas decorating, raked the lawn a little bit. You know, it's been a day.
Yeah, relaxing one, though.
Yeah, chill enough. All right, so I think I have some really good matches this week that I'm very excited to talk about.
I had one in particular that I was happy with, one that was okay, and one that was fine for me.
Yeah, and I think there's one that we have very different opinions about,
which is fine.
That we'll get to a little later. That we'll get to a little later.
Yep.
But first off, do you remember who started last week? Because I never remember.
Let me see. I believe it was me. Let me look at the matches. I'll know because I'll know which one I talked about first. Yeah, I think it was me because I talked about Vanity versus Amber first. Then you did yours, and then I did Alex Reynolds versus Tony Nese.
Okay, then I will kick us off. With a match from Ring of Honor. We have Kevin Steen, also known as Kevin Owens, taking on Eddie Kingston.
Oh, he's starting us off good.
Yeah, this is a no DQ match for the Ring of Honor World Title. The current champion is Kevin Steen. And Eddie Kingston's the challenger, coming from Chikara, actually.
Love Eddie Kingston. Love Kevin Owens, too, but goddamn, I got into Kingston because of AEW recently, and damn, he's good.
So this match starts off with, it starts off with Kingston right before the bell rings announcing that it's going to be a no DQ match.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kevin Steen's manager is shit-talking Eddie Kingston from the outside the ring. So the bell rings, and Eddie Kingston immediately goes outside the ring and beats the crap out of him.
Nice.
And Kevin Owens follows suit and chases, and they get into a little brawl on the outside. They fight a little bit, then they start breaking out the weaponry. First thing that happens is Steen grabs a chair.
Okay.
Then he hits Kingston with like a code breaker, but with the chair on his knees.
I like it.
And then after that, while Kingston's on the ground, he takes the chair, puts it on top of Kingston, and then does it looked like I think it was like a 450 leg drop.
Okay, I think I get that.
Yeah, he hits him with like a 450 leg drop or like a flipping leg drop onto Kingston with the chair on him, and that was sweet. And then these two fight to the outside again, to where they bring the tables now are coming out.
Of course.
Steen sets up a table on the apron. Not on the apron, on the barricade in the corner. And then Eddie Kingston gets a reversal and does a suplex on Steen through the table. I keep wanting to say Owens, but I have to force myself to say Steen. Because I've only ever known him as Kevin Owens, so
I got you.
This is hard for me.
Force a habit.
Yeah, then a second table comes out.
Of course.
But this one gets set up a little differently. This one gets set up laying on the apron and the barricade, so it's like laying across.
Okay. But
it's upside down, so the legs are up.
What?
Like the legs are facing towards the ceiling. So they put it upside down.
Okay.
And then they're Steen and Kingston are fighting over it, fighting by it. They are beating the crap out of each other. And then Steen hits a powerbomb on Kingston through the upside-down table.
Ooh. That table must have broken so oddly. Wouldn't the legs just go in?
Yep, the whole thing just... But it was rough. And then... Steen gets back in the ring. Almost said Owens again. Steen gets back in the ring, waits for Kingston to come back and continue the fight. Mm-hmm. However, Kingston does not. Kingston is down on this table, and medics and refs rush to his aid to get him on a stretcher. They get Kingston on a stretcher and start taking him out. And while all this is happening, while all the refs and stuff are coming to Kingston's aid, Steen is just in the ring with a mic, just yelling at fans, yelling at Kingston, yelling at how stupid the refs and medics are for going around the crowded side instead of the completely empty side to get Kingston out of there.
Okay.
Steen's being a complete dickhead. While this is all happening, Steen is just in the ring with a mic yelling at everybody.
Nice.
And then right before they get to the entrance ramp to get Kingston out of there, Steen says like a certain I couldn't really hear what I couldn't really hear who he was talking about, but he said something about one of Eddie Kingston's friends, which made Eddie Kingston get up off the stretcher and continue the match.
Of course. Can't be talking
Kingston,
shit.
Kingston runs to the stretcher, fights his way off the stretcher, beats off the medics, the refs. He's like, "No, I'm getting back in this one." And then hits Owens with a crazy sequence that ends in a suplex that I thought broke Steen's neck.
Oh,
The way he landed he landed right on the back of his neck. It looked so brutal. I was like, "Oh no!
No!
What are you doing to yourself?" No.
I've seen some clips of Steen's work in Ring of Honor, and God, he puts himself through some nasty sequences.
Yeah, his neck got the hell beat out of it. I'm surprised he wasn't decapitated by the end of this match with all the neck bumps he was taking. But yeah, these two just beat the hell out of each other. Like, these two absolutely just hit crazy bump after crazy bump and beat the absolute crap out of each other. There's one point where Kingston slides a chair in the ring, and then as he's getting in the ring, Owens kicks him and hits him with that Randy Orton DDT onto the chair.
Okay.
And then immediately transitions into Kingston is in the corner sitting down after that, and Owens throws a chair on him and just hits him with a cannonball with the chair.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and just absolutely destroys him.
Classic.
There was a point where they brought a third table into the ring, stood it up on one leg so it was slanted, and Kingston hits Steen with another German, which again, don't know how his neck didn't break, but he landed very awkwardly on the table, and he goes through the table there, and then after that, he hits him with another German through a chair this time that was set up.
Ooh.
And then as Kingston's going for the pin after the German on the chair, one of Steen's buddies runs to ringside and pulls the referee out to preventing the 3 count. And the match continues. And then to get Steen's buddy out of there, Kingston's buddy comes in, knocks that one out, and then another one of Steen's friends comes in, and Kingston knocks him out with a spinning back fist finisher. Nice. But this distraction lets Owens set up his F5, which is his finisher in Ring of Honor, which he hits. Kingston kicks out. Owens does another crazy move. Kingston kicks out again. Steen is finally sick of it. Steen is finally sick of it, and he sets up 2 chairs, and he hits Kingston with an F5 through the 2 chairs, gets the 1, 2, 3, retains his title.
Nice.
This match was wild. This match was kind of crazy. It's insane how much they put each other through in this no DQ match. I really liked it. I love Kevin Steen / Kevin Owens because I cannot seem to get the name right. I love Eddie Kingston. He's a badass. And it's just 2 badasses putting each other through hell, and I love it. So I give this match a high meh, though.
Ooh.
It was really, really good and really, really awesome. It didn't hit that mark out territory for me, but it was still very good, and I still liked it a lot. So I'll give it a very high meh, but just missing that crossover, you know?
Okay.
But yeah, I like this match a lot.
All right, that's good to hear. It's a good way to start. Well, if we're going to go off of that, I'm going to go with my match that I'm really excited about to talk about. So I decided to do Jeff Cobb versus Ricochet at PWG Battle of Los Angeles 2016.
Cool.
Because I wanted to see a Jeff Cobb match, and damn it, Jeff Cobb versus Ricochet just seemed like too good of a match for me to
I wanted to see a Jeff Cobb match, so god damn it, I'm going to watch a Jeff Cobb match.
Damn straight. So, as I said, this match is basically what, if I were to put in a dictionary the definition of a speed versus power match, it would probably be this match.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep, if you've ever seen Jeff Cobb, he is an absolute unit of a man who is just ridiculously athletic, and if you've seen Ricochet on WWE, you'll know how He literally defies gravity half the time when he jumps in the air. I don't understand how he does it. But enough about me gushing about these two for a bit. I'll go a little bit into the match. Each guy here is a face, but if I were to give one the role of a heel, if I had to, it would probably be Ricochet. Since he's playing
I think I might have seen this match before.
Possibly. You watched a lot with Indy 500.
Yeah, I think I've seen this match before, and Ricochet was, interestingly, the heel in this one, which I wouldn't have expected.
He was the super cocky, super confident in himself babyface, but he came off as a bit of a douche sometimes.
Classic.
Which is fine. You need some contrast, though you can do face versus face matches quite easily. So the match starts off with, they go for like a collar and elbow tie-up, because JR is now in my head, apparently, and Ricochet then just kicks Cobb in the stomach, only for Cobb to then just chuck him across the ring. And then Ricochet just immediately kicks up from it and gets in Cobb's face and just pushes him away. And then Cobb is like, all right, bitch. And he just runs and just gives him a shoulder charge, which sends him across the ring.
Yeet again.
Yep. And then, if I recall, yes, Ricochet then goes for some head scissors, and Cobb actually just cartwheels as he throws him out of it, and then does kind of like that no thing to him, and I was just like...
Not today.
I'm like, this match has been going on for a couple minutes now, and I've already quite entertained, so this will be good. Let's see, so the match gets off with a bang, with Ricochet sending Cobb to the outside with a corkscrew enziguri, followed by a drop kick, which sends him out. He then does his signature I think it's handspring spot, where he goes off the ropes and then lands in a backflip, which commentary then plays it off as Ricochet.
And he does the superhero landing.
Yep, the superhero landing. Commentary is like, oh, he totally threw Cobb off. Kind of a dick, because Cobb was totally expecting him to jump out at him, and he just didn't feel the need to. Ricochet then, let's see, he stays in control for this match, trying to keep Cobb down. He repeatedly takes out his legs whenever Cobb starts to get some offense in. He then goes for his version of the People's Elbow, which I didn't know Ricochet did anything like that. Makes sense why he doesn't do it in WWE. Which he, of course, ends in a backflip.
Yep.
But what popped me off here was that the moment he lands on Cobb's chest, Cobb immediately grabs him, rolls up, picks him up, and then just gives him a Braun Strowman-esque power slam.
Yeah, awesome. Cobb is ridiculous, dude.
Yes, he is. He then brutalizes Ricochet. He uppercuts him in the face, grabs him in a bear hug, and everyone, including myself, was like, oh, he's going to belly-to-belly him. No, he didn't. Then eventually after that, he did. He sent him flying over his head. Then Ricochet, of course, came back in the only way that he can, which is doing something I never have expected or seen.
Some crazy flippy shit.
Ridiculously well. This one being... This man handsprings off the ropes, and then as he's flipping backwards, turns it into like a flying forearm that looks like a Superman punch, and I was just like, okay.
Jesus.
Exactly. Basically like, oh. I was like, well, fuck me, alright.
Alright, Ricochet, yeah, just bring it, I guess.
Cobb then's trying to grab Ricochet, but Ricochet's being out running, like using the ropes, outrunning him, like he just can't grab him. However, once he catches him, you think he's about to get destroyed again, but nope. Ricochet gets out of it into the corner, and when Cobb charges at him, he then just picks him up and chucks him over his head into the corner, and he just collapses into the corner. Fell right on his shoulder. Looked fucking rough.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And then, as of course, Ricochet, being the walking superhero he is, decides, I could just jump out. I could jump out the ring off the turnbuckle in the corner, but fuck that. I could just jump out the ring over the turnbuckle and the post and just land on Cobb on the outside.
Wee!
Ridiculous. I was like,
I'm Ricochet. I can do whatever I want.
And god damn it, am I glad he can. He then goes for what commentary called the Benadryller, and I actually looked this up. This is the recoil.
Yeah. This is his finishing move, which obviously they can't use in WWE. Because Benadryl.
Yeah, so they called it the recoil. Because Ricochet.
Nice. Yeah, that makes sense.
And of course, he tries to lift Cobb up on his shoulders, but that's not going to work because he's fucking Jeff Cobb. And he tries to go for another enziguri, but Cobb actually catches him. He then grabs Ricochet in like a cradle position. He then turns one way, and then he just violently spins and backdrops him so much that Ricochet literally like spins like a top when he hits the mat. It looked crazy as hell. Loved it.
Bet.
Then Ricochet tried to get back into the match, with a bunch of kicks that looked really effective at first until then he like did like a roundhouse kick to the head, and instead of falling to the ground, Cobb just kind of gets up with the Ricochet's leg still on his neck, and the crowd just kind of pops off at this point along with me. It's like, oh shit, he's gonna die. And then he grabs him by his leg and his head, and he just fucking yeets him over his head into a suplex.
Yeet.
I love saying that word.
It's such a fun word to say from such an old vine.
Exactly. Cobb's then in control for a bit. The two were exchanging stiff strikes until Ricochet eventually headbutts Cobb in the chest, and Cobb then decides to take a play out of, oh god, what's his name? Hold on, I can remember his name, or I can just find it. Stallion's playbook, and just running headbutts Ricochet in the face.
Nice.
They both just instantly fall to the ground. Crowd exploded because up in this point it was kind of like it wasn't so much a hockey fight, but it was like a slow hockey fight where the two of them were like just stiffly hitting each other in the face one at a time. But at this point in the match, the two were so exhausted that like you could just tell they were going to fall over the moment one of them hit a really good hit.
Mm-hmm.
The two, clearly exhausted, both then get up. Ricochet then gets a series of strikes in here where he actually like enziguris Cobb in the face, and you see him kind of bend over. He's still standing, but he's like stunned, but Ricochet's literally so tired that he can't actually get up, and he has to lay on the ropes because he can't get up. Thought that was a really nice detail there. Ricochet then gets to the top, but Cobb just decides he's just going to drop kick Ricochet, because fuck it, why not? He then tries to superplex Ricochet, but Ricochet flips over his head, lands on his feet, and then plants Cobb with a powerbomb. He then does a backwards corkscrew Phoenix splash, but that doesn't get him the pin. Hits his Benadryller, which doesn't get the win either. He then finally goes for a 630, which Cobb rolls out of the way, and he whips it and lands right on like his back, but like also the bottom of his spine. I was like, you absolute madman that you were willing to flip so many times and actually land right on your back for that. I was like, you fucking madman.
You psycho.
Keep going. Please, I'm here for more. So then Cobb grabs him from behind, rings him around a bit, kind of like a dog when it grabs like something that's been running after it, and then just Germans him. It doesn't get him the win. He, at this point, looks so surprised that he goes for the Tour of the Islands, which if you've never seen Jeff Cobb's finisher ever, just look up a compilation on YouTube and you'll see. It is a thing of beauty. But
yeah,
the best way I can describe it is when he gets you in like a slam and he starts to spin you all the way around while holding you in the slam, and he just slams you to the ground. It looks way cooler than I'm giving any justice to. And yet then, out of nowhere, Ricochet just rolled him up for the win.
Oh.
Yeah. I won't lie. This match is great.
That ended fast.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the win. Like I really wanted to see a Tour of the Island, so I was sad that he was midway doing it and he got rolled up.
Tour of the Islands is such a cool finishing move.
I love the way it looks. I love the name.
It's awesome. So good. It's just so good all around. Mm-hmm. It's just a phenomenal finisher.
Yeah, but for like a match that was so jam packed full of action, I was kind of hoping for a more explosive and definitive finish. So I was like, oh, roll up. I was like, okay, that's fine.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
I guess. All right. Side note here that I forgot to mention, crowd was on point here, and commentary had Excalibur from AEW on it, so I love the commentary very much because I'm a big fan of Excalibur.
Yeah, Excalibur was a PWG commentator first.
Yes, he was.
That was like his first, that's where he became big and became famous for commentary because he was just so good over there.
Hoping that he was it, because I remember he said at one point he wrestled it for PWG, so I didn't know when the commentating happened for him, and I was like, yes, Excalibur commentary. Let's go.
Excalibur commentary is the best.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Overall, I give this match a mark out. Even though the ending wasn't what I would have loved for it to be, I thought the match was great.
Good. Yeah, it's an awesome match for sure.
And yeah, if you ever want to see a good speed versus power match, just look at this match. It's great. You get to see Ricochet do his flippy shit, and you get to watch Cobb just be an absolute unit and hoist him around the ring like he's a ragdoll.
Ricochet spends most of this time not on the floor.
Yes, that is
whether he's jumping, doing some high flying stuff, or just being thrown by Cobb. He spends most of his time in the air this match,
and he looks good doing it all the time.
He absolutely does. All right, so my second match this week is a match from Defy Wrestling.
I've never heard of this, so I'm already excited.
We have Leo Rush taking on Shane Strickland. also known as Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Oh, this match is gonna be good. If you tell me this match is bad, I'll be disappointed.
This match was a miss out. I'm kidding. This match was amazing.
I was about to be like, are you fucking serious? Like, what the fuck happened?
Super joking. This match was so good. These two start this match with one of the craziest, fastest sequences I've ever seen, and not a single one of them takes a hint of damage. It's just a sequence of just reversals.
Just reversal.
These two just it's like, I do this move. Nope. I do this move. Nope. I do this move. Nope. They don't. And they're just back and forth, just reversing and dodging and just snap. It's like move to move to move to move. And it's like, wait, what did you just... Wait, this match just started. I'm not ready for this yet.
I'm literally ready for the opening sequence. What the hell?
I was like sitting down to hit the play button. I was like getting comfy and I was like, oh, we're going. I was like... Because usually matches are like, they do like the collar and elbow tie-out thing where it's like, come on, show me how strong you are, and it takes a little while for it to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Not this one. Nope. This one gets right into it, and it does not stop.
Oh, I like these types of matches.
These two are insane. This match is smooth as hell. There is one point where Shane, where I'm just gonna call him Swerve because that's his nickname literally always.
Yeah.
So Swerve hits a jumping knee strike on Rush.
Mm-hmm.
And usually that's like the start of like a combination.
Yeah.
But he hits him so hard that Rush just drops. He just knocks Rush the hell out with this knee strike. Yeah, he's just bop and that probably destroyed my microphone. But he just bop real quick, knocks him the hell out. Rush drops like a sack of bricks, just goes straight down. Then there's another crazy counter. There's another crazy counter sequence. I literally just wrote down here crazy clothesline counter from Swerve, and I completely forgot what he did.
It's just too crazy.
Oh, right. Okay, so
never mind.
So Leo Rush grabs Swerve and he Irish whips him.
Yeah.
Rush goes for a clothesline, but Swerve doesn't he jumps and slides under it, and then he lands on his feet. He does the kip up thing where he goes down and kips back up.
Gotcha.
But then he hits a crazy spinning back kick and just knocks Rush on his ass.
Oh.
There's one point where Rush does a Daniel Bryan tribute almost. He's in the corner. He was just he gave Swerve a couple of kicks to the chest, and then he goes to the corner. He starts doing the yes chants.
Oh.
And he's about to do the kick. Then Swerve just catches him and says nope, and gives him a kick of his own.
Nice.
Then there's a point where it looks like Swerve does he throws Rush to the outside, and he does a shooting star over the top rope.
Well,
shit. To the outside.
Well, shit, okay.
It was wild, dude. Absolutely, this match is insane. These two put each other through the absolute ringer. There was some wild insecurities. There was Swerve is hitting double stomps. This match has gone on. This match was 25 minutes long.
Damn.
These two put on a marathon, bro. They absolutely kicked the crap out of each other. And the emotion in this match was so rich. These two, there was close-ups on their faces. They just had, so much emotion in this match. They put their heart, soul, body, and mind and everything they ever could have possibly had into this one match. And you could tell that it was you could tell that it was very special to them. There's one point where Swerve hits a deep Death Valley driver on the apron, and then Swerve does end up winning with a double stomp off the top rope. Rush gets up and then he hits him with a package pile driver and wins the match.
Damn.
So Shane Strickland ended up winning this one over Leo Rush, but afterwards, of course, they had an amazing match and they do the thing where they do the handshake and
of course
give each other the sign of respect. They both dance to Swerve's theme song a little bit.
Aww.
And then Swerve leaves and everyone's cheering for Rush, and it's a good ending.
Oh, no good.
This match, easy mark out. Like, not even close.
Not even the high med, like just a straight.
No, it's like almost as far mark out as you can get.
Damn.
This match rules. This match was so good. These two put like their absolute everything into this one, and you could tell that it shows in this match. You could feel the emotion. You can feel every move hit. Every move is insane. Like, they push the limits so much in this one, and they do stuff I've never seen before. And I easily give it a mark out. So good. Go check it out. It's on Defy Wrestling's YouTube channel. Leo Rush taking on Shane Strickland or Isaiah Swerve Scott. Match is awesome.
Damn.
Super worth the watch.
I mean, that's great to fucking hear.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you ask for?
I don't know. You know what? And I know what to ask for.
What?
Your next match.
Oh, that's
perfect segue.
Damn.
Boom.
Hold on. Wait for my microphone. That was good. Alright. That was good. Alright. I decided to look for another wrestling promotion that I have never heard of, nor have I known anyone from, as far as I'm aware. So I found Raven Creed versus Aoife Valkyrie at Celtic Championship Wrestling. I do not know who either of these women are, but I was excited for this match just because the names are cool as hell.
Fair
and
enough.
The wrestling promotion's new.
Also cool.
From what I've heard from the match starts, and the Raven is doing the typical heel stuff. She's like, I think she slapped someone in the crowd before as things started. She like pushed someone away when they got like someone like when they were messing but it wasn't anything like aggressive or anything like that. They announced that she's undefeated currently at this time for the year, and that she's on a bit of a hot streak. And she's also been talking mad shit about her opponent Valkyrie.
She's been talking mad shit backstage.
And Valkyrie has been wanting to get her hands on her, so this is a bit of a rivalry here.
Okay.
So Valkyrie gets into the ring, does the usual face thing of not being an asshole to the crowd for the starters.
Yep.
The two
that's usually one thing faces do. Not be a complete dickhead. Yeah, that's a good starting point.
One day someone will make a gimmick where they're a face, but they still treat the crowd like shit.
But everyone loves them. I think that's Adam Cole's gimmick.
Yeah, probably. Anywho, back on topic. Match starts. The two kind of do a collar and elbow tie-up. Start the match. Two are evenly matched. They exchange the same offense where one of them goes to the corner. The other one then throws them out of the corner, rolls them out. They exchange that. The two then start to fight over the wrist for the wrist lock, where they flip the wrist over. Valkyrie does the counter where she flips Raven's wrist over, goes on the ground, really quickly kips up, which looks really nice. Gets the flips her wrist over, but this is where it kind of gets a bit weird.
Okay.
Valkyrie goes for an arm drag, and yet somehow, I don't know how it happened, but both of them looks like they land on their heads when they do this, specifically Raven. And you can tell Raven
from an arm drag?
Yeah, that's... I don't know how to describe it. They just somehow, she landed on her head, almost looked like it. Because when she gets up, she's dazed, and you can tell she's dazed, and she doesn't go right into the next spot immediately, so they have to
Yikes.
Improvise. She seems fine after that. The two then eventually do the spot where they run the ropes, they try to get the edge over each other, and then just because it couldn't get any worse for Raven, Valkyrie does a head scissors and just plants Raven on her head again.
Ooh!
And then here's the kicker: Raven then goes out to the outside, and Valkyrie then drop kicks through the bottom rope, and Raven gets hit, and because of the camera, it looks like she just face plants into the gymnasium floor.
Jesus.
And I remember thinking to myself,
these two are beating the hell out of themselves.
Yes. And I was like, oh my god, I hope she's okay. I will say this for you all. Thankfully, she immediately gets up and looks fine. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's fine. But god, that beginning sequence, I was like, please don't kill yourselves. God.
Yeah, that's rough. That sounds like it was rough for both of them.
Yeah, that was a rough beginning series of the match. Let's see. Valkyrie then comes out, and Raven grabs her and rams her into the post and takes control. She then fights her by fighting her, like she like runs her through the ropes, hits her with a huge fisherman suplex, or fisherwoman suplex, woman suplex if you want to call it. Valkyrie,
I think fisherman suplex is fine.
Probably. Valkyrie is able to then briefly stop this offense with a spinning heel kick, but Raven then stops her in her tracks and then hits her with a series of very hard-hitting chops in the corner. Like, there's some meaty-ass hits from Raven onto her. Works her over the ropes, drags her to the other corner, beats her down in the corner some more. She then does the Valkyrie then gets thrown into the other corner across the ring, and Raven runs. And Valkyrie almost doesn't get over Raven. Thankfully, she does, and I didn't watch someone literally fall on someone's face in this again. She then continues her momentum and does a crossbody from the corner off the turnbuckle. Classic spot. I always enjoy it. Valkyrie then gets to get some offense in for herself before Raven hits her with a picture-perfect bicycle kick here. If I were to compare this to anything... Oh, you don't watch NXT, do you, Mikey?
Not really.
Adam Cole, if you look it up online, did a bicycle kick to Pat McAfee that looked like... It's literally what you would think of for a bicycle kick. This was close to that. It looked just picture-perfect. I was like, that looked amazing.
At least something went right in this match.
That was my thing. I was like, I'm glad that went right. Because, God. Raven then is in charge for a while now, countering Valkyrie's arm drag again into a single leg crab, which she like sinks in really deep. Like she like gets all the way down and is like basically sitting on top of her legs when she does this. And I was like, I like it because I was like, oh, it's really fitting the feud how that both of them are really trying to beat each other up, and considering how this has already gone so far, this is a nice change of pace for it. The two then hit each other for a bit before Valkyrie then hits a massive slam onto Raven. She then hits a series of knees to her in the corner before drop kicking her. And then Raven collapses, like she falls out of the corner after the dropkick and just collapses onto the ground, but Valkyrie can't get the win. Valkyrie then goes to the top, but Raven actually catches her and hits a rolling fireman's carry into a senton. So the best way I can describe this rolling fireman's carry is like, do you remember Mr. Kennedy from WWE's Green Bay Drop?
Yes.
It's like that, but instead of on the rope, she's just standing in the ring. I don't have a name for the move. I apologize.
Fair enough.
She then cool, goes for this cool kind of neck breaker where like she crosses their Valkyrie's arms like around her head, so it's like her arms are kind of like on over her shoulders into this neck breaker. The Valkyrie gets out of it and then hits a great enziguri. Like it was fantastic, which Raven again sells like death. That was good. The finish then comes and Valkyrie goes for a spinning back kick again. If you'll recall, she tried that at the beginning of the match and stopped her. But this time Raven actually catches it and then hits her with the neck breaker for the win.
Okay, nice.
After the match, Raven does the thing where you and I were just talking about where they go to shake hands, and then she then proceeds to kick the shit out of Valkyrie.
Yikes.
She starts this actually by, when they go for the handshake, I said she does the neck breaker where she pulls both her arms around in front of her face and neck breaks her. Does the neck breaker like that. She did that to her. And then as she's beating her up, this girl comes running into the ring, saves her, starts saying saying you can't be doing stuff like that, and Raven's just mouthing off to her, and she's like, my name's Elektra, and commentary's like, I don't know who this woman is, and she's like, none of you are going to know who I am, but I'm going to make my mark, or something like that. And she says she's going to have a match with Raven in the future, probably the next match she has. And that's how that match ended, with the babyface being saved.
Nice.
I'll be honest, this match gets a meh from me.
Okay.
Because...
Is it because of all the botches?
Yes. Because I'll say this, when it worked and they really did it, like I was enjoying myself. The two of them were really being brutal. Like their strikes were good. Like they were hitting the hell out of each other, and they were really like putting each other through some punishment. But goddamn those! God, that beginning of the match had me worried. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, am I gonna watch someone get hurt? I was like, oh no.
Yeah, seems like it was pretty dangerous to start off.
I still don't understand how that arm drag spot got into that.
A lot of neck bumps on the show today.
Apparently, but at least yours. I mean, yeah, never mind. Yeah, you had Kevin Steen.
Yeah, man, you know him.
That man is a glutton for punishment.
Yeah,
doesn't matter where he is. So yeah, it's a meh. I didn't hate it. I'm just glad that both of them are okay. That's about all I can ask for.
All right.
Well, from that,
yeah. Now that we're done with that, let's move on to the match we both took a look at this week.
Yes, I picked this match because I wanted to see a Holidead match because we saw one at Shimmer, and I wanted to see another one from her.
Yes, we watched Thunder Rosa versus Holidead from Mission Pro Wrestling.
Yes. This was filmed in August of 2020 during the COVID era, so there's no crowd. So
there's no fans.
Nothing. Just a ref, 2 wrestlers, and probably 1 camera person.
And nobody on the bell.
Yep. No.
Because when they asked for the bell to ring, the ref just went ding ding.
Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, COVID era wrestling.
Yeah, so fun, so fun. I'm going to be straight with you, Zach. I wasn't a fan of this one.
I could see that. I could understand
I didn't like this match too much. It just felt so generic from 2 so not generic wrestlers who I know can do better. We've seen them both do better. So It's like it was rough watching them do just like a generic heel versus face wrestling match for no payoff, and it just felt boring to me.
I mean, I'll say this, I wouldn't call it a heel versus face. I'd more so just kind of call it 2 friends wrestling each other.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. It feels like Holidead's playing the heel here, though,
A bit more, yeah, but, like, Rosa
she's
had her
talking
moments.
A lot of shit to Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, and then Rosa returned it by talking shit back to her when she would do her offense. But
that's true.
Yeah, but for those of you that are unaware, just for the sake of this, Thunder Rosa and Holidead are both really good friends. You could really tell, in my opinion, through this match. The 2 of them have, in my opinion, really good chemistry together. Like, when they really get going for this match and they really start doing their spots, like, specifically at the beginning, when Thunder Rosa does her Hurricane Rana into Russian leg sweep spot, I was like, all right. I'm like, there we go. I'm like, that's some nice shit right there. For me in particular, I actually really like the banter between these 2 because I like that they were trying to make up for the fact that they had no crowd, which would definitely have helped.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, the banter was fine. I could have gone with or without it. It didn't really I don't know. It didn't really add to the match for me. It didn't save the fact that there was no crowd. It wasn't entertaining me more or less. It was just fine.
Yeah. Well, granted, that's the issue with COVID era wrestling at the beginning, at least, is that no crowd. It's tough to have a wrestling match.
Wrestling is rough.
When you don't have a crowd, it's rough to do anything with it. With a match.
Wrestling is hard with nobody.
Which is why, I guess, for me, this is why I didn't hate this match much, because I like the banter a lot. The banter actually, for me, made the lack of crowd a lot less prevalent. I didn't think...
That's good.
So, I enjoyed this match more, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
Yep, let me think. Is there anything that was particularly good about this match that I thought was really nice?
For me, I don't think there was, which is my issue. I feel like it was so generic. So it was such a basic wrestling match for me.
Yeah,
they both did just such safe moves, and nobody took any risks, and it was it just nothing. It just felt so meh and so bleh, and a wrestling match I could see from literally any 2 people who just joined the wrestling school.
I will agree that
whatever.
On reflection back to it, they both did their signature stuff, but there wasn't anything particularly groundbreaking about the wrestling. I can't really think of any spot that really stuck out to me. For me, it's just the fact that I just liked that it was this match felt wholesome to me.
Okay.
That's why I could describe it.
It just felt like 2 friends having a wrestling match.
2 friends having a good, well-wrestled match. It wasn't a high-flying match, crazy match, but it wasn't awful at all by any means, in my opinion. And, I enjoyed it. That's really that's what it is. That the chemistry between the 2 of them, how the 2 of them were very clearly comfortable wrestling each other, just kind of, for me, made up for what was lacking. Granted, if they had a crowd and a lot more, and they took a little more risks, I wouldn't have complained at all.
For me, it was I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna say this one's a miss out, not because of any bad wrestling or anything, just because this match does not show off either of these 2 super competitors in their best light. They have both done much better, and both will do much better. This match does not feel like a good a Thunder Rosa match or a Holidead match. This match feels like a match anyone can do. I don't know. It didn't feel. I know both of them could do much better.
Yeah, I get
what
you mean.
I'm holding them to a little bit of a higher standard because I've seen them do amazing stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, for me, it's like, miss out on this one because there's nothing special. It's not really like a crazy match you're gonna really like, or really like, I don't know, be blown away by. So if you want to check out Thunder Rosa and Holidead, definitely go elsewhere, I feel like.
Yeah, I'll say this, even though this is, again, like, this is for mainstream stuff, but if you want to watch a good Thunder Rosa match or two, she had a good one against Sheeta at, I think it was Revolution. I think.
Yes, that match was awesome.
Yeah, but for me, I'm going to give it a meh. It's COVID-era wrestling, so I'm not going to be as hard as it on it, and I, again, genuinely like the chemistry between the two of them. I do agree with you. This is not both their best works, and they both will definitely go on to do better matches than this. But I don't think this... You could watch this match. I think this is just a fun match to watch. It's nice. It's not bad at all, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, also, I've marked much worse matches miss-outs, and I don't want to give it a miss-out, at least, for my standard, at least. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's fair. I mean, that's what this show's about, discussing the differences in taste in wrestling and just finding new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So we both ranked our matches this week, and we went through the match we both watched. So let's get into the Double Down.
The Double Down.
This is our segment where we take a look from matches last week from each other's perspectives. Zach, this week you gave me Tony Nese versus Alex Reynolds from Pro Wrestling Syndicate.
Yes, I did. And you gave me Williams and Utah versus Violence is Forever.
Yeah. Who started off last week on the Double Down?
That would be you.
All right, so kick us off with that Wheeler Utah and Violence is Forever match.
Oh,
and Tracy Williams.
Oh, this match. What a good match with such a weird and not the greatest start.
Yeah, it feels like an awkward start, doesn't it?
Yeah, the match starts, and it kind of feels like the car stalled a bit. And, like, I got what they were going here, is that they were trying to really show that each team was really eager to kick the shit out of each other, so they wanted to, like, to personally, like, get in the other guys' faces. But at the same time, I was kind of in the boat of you where I was like, come on. I'm like, just wrestle. Just do the match.
Just do the thing!
Also, side note, was not the biggest fan of the crowd in this match.
Yeah, they were boring, huh?
They were boring, and when they did speak up half the time, it felt like they were trying to get themselves over, and I was like, can you just not? Not?
Yeah, the crowd wasn't fantastic.
They weren't awful.
Honestly, for me, it didn't take away from this match as much as I thought it would. This match, I think,
Agreed.
Still ended up being pretty good, even with the awkward start and the bad crowd.
Agreed. I will say here, I literally forgot that you described the strikes in this match as just ridiculous. The strikes in this match were all uncomfortably hard, and I loved it.
Yeah, they went off on each other.
I came into this match expecting usual, maybe some stiff wrestling here. I did not expect guys to literally being like some a la New Japan shit where they were just slapping each other in the chest repeatedly, and I honestly, I had this thought where I was like, I feel like I'm watching a New Japan tag match, but there's individual matches in the ring right now, and I don't hate it right now. It was weird, but I liked it. Like, let me think. What else happened in this match that I really liked? I really liked the part where you were saying how they two were slapping each other repeatedly, because they were really hitting each other. And I was like, oh shit, I like Bryce's reaction, that'd be the ref. We were just like, alright, I'm not getting involved with this. Stay in the ring.
Yep.
I don't care.
Do whatever you want. It's fine.
I loved the spot where Guarini caught Yuta out of like a wheelbarrow into a chokehold that was so buttery smooth that I was just like, damn. I then loved the spot here where Hot Sauce had to slam Ku with a backdrop onto him to get him to break the hold. Thought that was great because they were just beating the piss out of each other throughout this entire match. A lot of Ku taking punishment in this match along with Williams. Like, these two just got their ass kicked throughout the match.
Yeah, they beat the hell out of each other.
I loved Violence is Forever's electric chair double team sequence where they threw the guy into the running knee, into a jumping pile driver power bomb backstabber afterwards. Loved that. Thought that was awesome. I loved the slap off between Williams and Ku at the end of the match just because it's classic. It's classic kick the shit out of each other. Especially the slap where Williams slapped Ku so hard that Bryce did the I felt that from here motion on his hand. Everyone in the crowd who didn't say anything much went, oh god. Yeah,
they went hard at each other with these strikes.
Smacks in here that I was like, this is something out of like a novella levels of fucking how hard they're smacking each other in the face right now. Like, damn.
Yeah, they beat the crap out of each other, bro.
Like, Oh yeah, like Guarini had some really nasty kicks with Yuta. Yuta and him kicked the shit out of each other when they were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Loved the ending spot too, where Yuta had Guarini in a chokehold, so he couldn't actually break up while he had to watch Williams jumping pile drive coup and pin him. Loved that so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting here wondering to myself, I'm like, what do I give this match? I'm like, because the beginning did not. I was not a fan of the beginning, and then it just amped up at the end, and I was like, I fucking like this match a lot.
Yeah, it goes from like the man, this is boring to oh my god, this is insane.
It also was, unfortunately, this also for me pointed out the fact that there were points where these guys were literally beating the shit out of each other, and the crowd was just not engaging it at all.
I know they put on a clinic for a crowd that just did not care.
Like, God, all these guys' chests were beat red. They looked exhausted, and I was just sitting there listening to some guy talk about something with his friend, and I was like, this guy just got slapped in the chest so hard that I'm pretty sure his skin flew off, and it's like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm gonna to wrap this up quickly before I blather on a bit more about this. I actually would give this match a low mark out.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna give it a high meh. It didn't give me the feeling afterwards of a mark out, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also that the beginning kind of like the beginning I just wish it started off so much better. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I forgot. What did you give this?
I think I also gave it a low mark out because of that. I think I gave it the same thing for the same reasons.
Yeah, high meh / low mark out. Because I remember you were debating this when we were on here too.
Yeah, because like I said, it was so weird. It was like the beginning of the match was so awkward. It kept like interrupting the action to like try to get the other one to tag the other person in, and it's like, why don't you just wrestle?
Just beat the shit out of each other.
It'll happen. Like, I don't know. It started off. It didn't feel like a tag match. It felt like a series of short one-on-one matches that turned into a tag match.
That's a really good feeling. So, like I said, I was feeling like I was watching like singles matches in the middle of a tag match, which I didn't hate, by the way. I love that chain wrestling and hard striking shit. I love that shit. Chain wrestling, all that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it the high meh.
Nice. All right.
So I believe. Oh, so yes. All right, so tell me what you thought of Nese and Reynolds. I'm excited to hear this.
Tony Nese and Alex Reynolds from Pro Wrestling Syndicate. This match was off the wall, dude.
Yes, it was.
It was one of those matches that starts really quick and does not stop the whole time.
Yep.
It was 10 minutes long, and they used all 10 minutes.
Yep. Foot on the gas pedal.
Absolutely. Yeah, foot on the gas pedal, and they just go.
Send it.
It was like a drag race as opposed to like a NASCAR 300 lap.
Quick.
It was like they just boom,
done. Quick
and full throttle. Yeah,
loved it.
They absolutely kicked the crap out of each other. The one spot I really liked was when Nese Irish whips Reynolds into the corner and then goes to hit him with like an elbow, but Reynolds jumps up and just like double stomps Nese to the ground.
It's awesome.
I was like, woo!
Oof.
Woo!
Felt that in my dreams over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of my favorite spots. These two absolutely destroyed each other. There was some sick spots from Nese, because he's wild, dude.
I love Tony Nese, dude.
He's like the combination, like before when we were talking about Ricochet and
Cobb?
Jeff Cobb. He's like, Nese is just like doing Ricochet stuff and also just Jeff Cobb stuff.
Yes.
He's throwing Nese around. I mean, he's throwing Reynolds around. He's doing 450s. Like, Nese is all over the place. Reynolds is just trying to kick the crap out of Nese.
Yeah.
and these two just absolutely put on a war. And the match ends when Nese hits Reynolds with a 450 and gets the 1-2-3. This match was awesome. It was 10 minutes long. It was short and sweet, just like my description of it, because there was, like I said, there's not much to talk about. It was like a 10-minute match, but they just went full throttle and didn't stop. I give this match a mark out. I loved it.
Glad to hear
These two kicked the absolute crap out of each other and put on a clinic, and it was an awesome show.
Oh God, that German from Nice to Reynolds off the top rope. I remember thinking to myself, "Oh, I'm like, why would you do that to yourself?"
Yeah, it's crazy what they put each other through on this one for sure.
It was a hell of a match.
I agree. Yeah, so that does it for this week. We went through the Double Down and all the other matches this week, so that does it for this week's episode of Independent Waters. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate you being here, whether this is your first episode or you've been following us since the beginning. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate your listenership. And thank you for just being around and giving us a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go give us that. If you like us, go give us that 5-star rating over on iTunes. It really helps a little budding podcast like ourselves out. And go leave a review. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what we can do differently. Tell us what you like. Stuff like that. Let us know how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Go follow the Count Out Wrestling Network, where we are right now, over on Twitter at CountOutPod on Twitter, where you can interact with all of us and hear our thoughts on the wrestling world and the world in general. Also, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we have lots of new video content and video versions of all the podcasts. Go check out our website at countoutpod.com. And go check out Hit the Books every Friday, where me and Ryan Knightsey have our own SmackDown vs. Raw booking show, where we book our own versions of SmackDown and Raw and build up the pay-per-views and just keep going every week and do that. We drafted our own cards and everything, so it's basically a completely custom roster, and it's really, really fun, and we really like doing it. So go check that out. Also on the same network every Friday. And go check out G1 and Only, Ryan's podcast, where he talks about people who have only competed in the G1 Supercard one time and one time only, and does like a little analysis of their matches. It's very documentary style and super, super cool. Go check that out every other Monday here on the network. Zach, anything to plug?
Nope.
As usual. Anyway, that does it for this episode of Independent Waters. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for joining. We appreciate you. And remember, there's a gigantic sea of independent wrestling out there.
So never stop exploring.